Hey, hi everyone. This is Chinmay Desai from Falcon. Falcon is an embedded payments and credits platform, an early stage fintech. So definitely agree. I think the logistical challenges that the pandemic brought about, right? Even the most laggard consumers and the most laggard corporations also have responded by adopting a very digital way of life. So I think entirely during the pandemic across all the nations, cash is trash, was the mantra, both from a hygiene perspective as well as an operational perspective. And fintechs actually helped close that gap. Fintechs actually help, reduce the overall cash in the ecosystem, and they brought the entire delivery of financial services to each and every household. Right. This is why you see that most of the countries have shown more than double digit, some even triple digit growth in terms of fintechs during the pandemic era, as well as now what we call the post pandemic era. Okay. So Falcon is a full stack B2B2C embedded payments and platform. So what we essentially do is we co-create the most innovative financial products. These are products of the future, and we enable India's and the world's most forward thinking companies to very easily embed financial services in their system, literally in weeks and not months that it used to take. So we are built on a very modern technology platform, microservices architecture. We provide like an unparalleled modern user interface and a user experience for any ecosystem, be it digital or physical, to quickly embed financial services by leveraging our capabilities. So they don't have to go ahead and build all these financial services on their own. Now, this typically results in, they getting, more customers, they getting an additional income as and when they grow, and obviously a lot more engagement and revenue through cross sell. So that is how Falcon adds value. So I think on the growth side, we are seeing very strong indicators both on the demand side as well as the supply side, right? So first, let me talk about the supply side. So banks, financial institutions, NBFCs across the ecosystem, not just in India, but across the market like Asia Pacific, Middle East, and Africa, have actually reached out to us to use our platform for last mile delivery for to their customers and their fintechs. So we are seeing, a great increase in supply. I think that used to be a problem earlier, pre-pandemic, pre-digitization era. On the demand side, I mean, we've simply seen incredible demand, across multiple sectors for for the Falcon Financial Suite. Not just in India, but across various other global markets as well. So since Falcon emerged from its stealth mode last quarter, we have seen a 10x growth in payment numbers, in payment throughputs. But even more than that, what pleases me the most is the sheer diversity in demand that is there, right? In terms of, we have seen use cases in digital lending, we have seen it in the merchant ecosystem, we have seen it in healthcare, gaming, social influencers. So all these kind of use cases that we are building, right, is giving us a great diversity. It's giving us a great learning, and I can confidently say that we are on track to achieve, $1.5 billion in payment throughputs, and a 30 million revenue by 2023, by the first quarter of 2023. So I think the first focus area would be, to build an A plus team, right? Because I think any company is only as good as its team, and we can move as fast as the team can move. So this is, I'm not talking as a chief business officer. It's not just in business, but across leverage teams like tech, like delivery, like operations, compliance, marketing, HR. So at now, the first focus for us is to, build a great team so that we can actually deliver what our customers want. The second focus area is to actually create a solution stack. So at Falcon, we are very clear. We don't call it a product stack. We don't call it a tech stack. We call it a solution stack. Because what our customers are asking for is a solution to a problem. We want to solve that particular problem, right? So that is the second focus area where we are very strongly building our solution stack. The third is that, while I said solution stack, we also realize we can't build everything on our own. So we will need strategic alliances. So we are building our alliance ecosystem to make sure that our product partners, our KPI partners, and all are also coming into the product ecosystem to build that solution stack that I spoke about. The fourth area is to get our own licenses, right? Wherever the law of the land allows us to get our own licenses, like India and a few other countries. So this will give us even more agility than what we have today, and we can bring solutions faster to our customers. And then the fifth focus, I mean, all the first four focuses will then, kind of merge to our fifth focus, which is revenue and market share. I think that has to be a focus area for every fintech. We are a B2B2C player. We are not B2C that we would want to burn too much cash. We're very focused on profitability, and hence revenue and market share will continue to be our key focus. Over the years, it will be our key metric over the years. So first is that Falcon is a platform, right? As you correctly said, API platform. I think that word platform here is very important. So we connect to multiple issuers on the supply side. So issuers, lenders, networks on the supply side, and we connect to the customer on the other side, right? So I think where, a company can launch and embed a financial suite ecosystem by only talking to Falcon. That's our, right? So our APIs are very robust, very flexible. So we have taken all, so, today any company who would want to launch would want to speak to, if they want to launch on their own, we'll have to speak to banks, we'll have to speak to networks, we'll have to speak to processors, then we'll have to speak to KYC companies. We are bringing everything as, as a bundled model in one ecosystem, in one platform, which is called Falcon. So customer whose, core business is, let's say, healthcare, let's say, growth, can simply, talk to Falcon and get everything that is required. And our APIs are, like I said, very lean, very nimble, built on flexible platforms. So customers can actually launch in weeks. That's our key USP. This is right at the top, yeah. I mean, I have no doubt about that. I have been a part of multiple ecosystems in my career. I've been a banker. I have been, a part of a processing company which was processing more than $9 trillion in payments, and now I'm part of a fintech. And what I see is the sheer scale of the that Indian fintechs are handling is unprecedented. And this is not just a spike because of demonetization or COVID. It is there to stay, as you have seen, from the recent UPI numbers which are being published in the newspapers, right? But let me tell you what is very interesting that I have noted about India as compared to other countries is India's fintechs are very inclusive, right? We are not solving problems of the urban rich, right? I mean, we are also solving the problems of the urban rich by getting 10-minute delivery and stuff like that. But we are also including, the under-penetrated rural inhabitants. So we, as Falcon today, do several use cases on the assisted e-commerce and financial inclusion side. We work with neobanks, which cater to very young, tech-savvy Gen Z, Gen Z kind of millennials. And we are also targeting many other segments, right? So it's the fintech industry in India as compared to other countries is very inclusive, and which is why you see a large adoption rate of fintech in India. So we are right there on the top, and we will be at the forefront. And very soon, fintechs will expand to other countries to make sure that this, whatever they have learned in India, can be, even other developing economies can benefit through that. Okay. So I think there are some numbers, I think, which I would need to put here, which are available as part of the FICCI reports and the multiple reports that get published in India. So first is that 87% fintech adoption rate in India, which is the highest in the, like a lot of people are using financial services. In fact, there are some pockets in India which are using financial services more than WhatsApp. So you can imagine how strong it is. A financial service actually being bigger than a social service, a social channel like WhatsApp, right? The second is that the fact that many reports have said that the lending industry, the digital lending industry, is going to touch $350 billion. Now that's a large number, right? So which means there are a lot of NBFCs and banks and financial institutions like Falcon who are going to come and lend to make sure that every consumer can get what they want. There are going to be credit scoring mechanisms. So I think lending is going to shape the fintech industry in a big way. Um, 500 million users are going to now get access to financial services either through smartphones, through maybe traditional channels, like the India Post or something, many others. So that I think is also a big factor which is going to shape. So these, I think, three numbers are very important. The other trends that I see is partnerships. I think and alliances. I spoke how Falcon is focused on partnerships. So partnership of fintech with traditional sectors like banking, like insurance, like retail, like healthcare will actually then bring the entire ecosystem into the gamut of the entire financial ecosystem into play, right? So that is a big thing, and we are, like I said, we are very actively partnering with the traditional ecosystems. So the third is the regulator's interest in fintech. I'm sure you have heard that RBI has now created a fintech department. RBI has long ago gave a sandbox for fintechs to test and play around with. So more autonomy for fintechs. If RBI starts directly monitoring them, that will remove friction. It will lower cost. Once friction and costs are reduced, you automatically can reach places where you were unable to reach before. So typically, if you read a report by called A16Z, it says every company will be a fintech company. Okay, which means that every company today will derive some significant portion of its revenue from financial services, and this is where Falcon comes in, because we will be. So this is the WhatsApp moment for us, right, where we can go into every single company and be the embedded financial services suite for that particular company. So that is a very significant trend. And then obviously there are other leverage technologies like AI, artificial intelligence, machine learning. These will help only sharpen the offering further, bring it a sort of a tailor-made offering to each and every customer. And then so this is how fintechs are going to grow. It's going to be a storm moment for fintechs. We are very conscious about it at Falcon, and we feel that this kind of high growth will also bring about incidences of compliance breaches, risks, and frauds and other things. So fintechs will also start building a very strong governance, compliance, and risk framework. It's very important, because one bad apple can actually spoil the whole show. So it's very important that in future, the trend, while showing growth, fintechs are also very cautious and make sure that they have the governance policies in place.
For more updates from CXO TV, please like and subscribe to our channel.